Tēnā koutou, it's the 17th of November, it's a lovely Monday morning, it's a 11:15, and a big mihi out to everyone out there listening in. In the studio at the moment, I've got Tania Barbarich from the Gisborne TPPA Action Group. Kia ora, Tania, welcome to the studio.
Kia ora, Mike, thank you.
And are you rushed all the way from the Tūranganui Schools Festival?
I did. I rushed here and then I parked up outside the IRD building. And you're not in the IRD building, so I ran my son down the street in the pram, and here we are.
And what was the vibe like at the festival?
It's lovely. Beautiful as. Awesome kids. Awesome performances. No, it's beautiful while you were there.
And it's a 5-day event, so if you're listening in, then you know the doors open every day, 9 a.m. this week. So get along and support all the tamariki and your mokopuna who are going to go up on stage for the festival. But you're in here to talk about your own rōpū and you're the kaupapa behind your rōpū, the Gisborne TPPA Action Group. Tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about and a whole lot about your rōpū.
Okay, well, I'm a mum. I got 3 kids, and I got involved with the TPPA through the elections. I heard bits and pieces about it, and the bits and pieces I heard did not appeal to me. So I looked into it further and realised this is something our people need to know about.
The TPPA.
Aye.
So tell us a little bit about the TPPA. Tell us a little bit about the general kōrero that everyone knows about the TPPA and some of the stuff that people might not know.
Okay, well, the TPPA, for those who don't know, is the Trans-Pacific Partnership Agreement. It's an agreement that our government is signing off between New Zealand and 11 other countries around the Pacific Rim, and what it's being touted as is a trade agreement, a free trade agreement. It's supposed to open up trade lines between the 12 countries, bring barriers down and increase the economy, increase jobs, make our countries better. That's what it's supposed to be.
And it sounds like a beautiful dream there.
It sounds fantastic.
But there's some stuff that people might not know about the TPPA.
Yeah. The reality is a lot different. It's touted as a trade agreement, a free trade agreement, but what we're giving up in exchange for this free trade agreement is our sovereignty, our democracy, our rights to our culture, our land. It just goes on and on. There's a lot of things that a lot of people don't know about it, and what the TPPA Action Group is about is just raising awareness, letting people know what the TPPA is really about, what it involves, and how it affects each and every one of us, not just Māori but Kiwis. But
the TPPA does affect Māori?
It definitely affects Māori. The big thing for Māori is that the TPPA will override the Treaty of Waitangi. So any claims that haven't been settled by the signing of this TPPA will more than likely not go any further. So, yeah, and you don't see it on the news because there's probably 1% coverage of the TPPA in the news, and it's been going for 5 years. They've been negotiating it for at least 5 years.
Yeah, well, that's a good point because the TPPA is a big issue. It was a big issue prior to the elections, but you don't get to hear much about anything about it on the news anymore.
No, they've got it's pretty much a clamp down on all our major news stations. TV1, Channel 3, they covered our march very briefly, but they don't cover, if something's going to drive up the cost of our medicines, you'd think that our mainstream news would be covering it and letting us all know. If something's going to override the treaty, that's pretty major for Aotearoa, and they're not covering it. So that's what our group's about, is getting out into the community, the wider community, into our rural areas, and just trying to tell everybody, look, the TPPA will affect you, have a look at it, and come on board and have a say and try and get our government to listen.
Now, Te Tiriti o Waitangi was signed in 1840, as we all know, and this TPPA agreement can actually override our own Te Tiriti o Waitangi.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
And, and you know, you didn't hear that on Channel 1. You didn't hear it on the 3 News. You heard it here on Turanga FM.
Wow. That's quite scary and stuff that you wouldn't actually know, the little in-depth details. And for those people out there who want more information about the TPPA, they can get in contact with the Gisborne TPPA Action Group.
Yep. We have a base in at Mana HQ at Kaiti Mall. We also have a Facebook page, the Gisborne TPPA Action Group. Just look us up. We have weekly meetings on Wednesday at 6 p.m. at the TPPA base, and it's an open meeting. We invite everyone and anyone to come and learn about the TPPA and have your input into what we can do to raise awareness. We're just doing anything and everything we can, really.
And you guys were raising awareness a couple of weeks ago, 2 Saturdays ago,
Yep,
with a
on the
hikoi.
8th. Yep.
Tell us about how that hikoi went.
It was really good. There's a small group of us that have been working on the awareness of TPPA, and we managed to pull the march together in about 4 weeks. We started at Derby Street and we walked through the middle of town down to Heipipi Park outside the courthouse, and the turnout was awesome. I thought it was awesome. The Auckland March had something like, I think it was 10,000 people at their march. We didn't have 10,000 people, but we had the same kaha there at our march, and it was awesome. Good speakers, good vibe, and just letting people know what the TPPA is.
And other than your weekly hui that you hold to discuss the TPPA, and any other hikoi or any other big kaupapa like that coming up in the near future?
What have we got coming up? We're hoping to get a regular spot on Turanga FM, awesome Turanga FM, just so we can let people know what the TPPA is about. We'll be at the festival this week, just hanging around. If anybody wants to come and have a kōrero, you'll see us with our TPPA shirts on. It's pretty much play it by ear. We'll jump into different kaupapa and we're just there.
What I found fantastic was I went to the Gisborne TPPA Action Group Facebook page, and at the top of the page was a short video explaining the TPPA and also some stuff that you might not be aware of. So I encourage anyone out there listening in to go to the page and have a watch. It's only 2 minutes long, and it's really informative. Thank you, Tania, for coming in and giving us a kōrero. And
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of the week. I understand that you'll be going to the festival again on Thursday.
Aye, my girl's forming with whāngara, so we'll be there with bells on.
Ka pai. Thank you for coming in, and I look forward to talking to you again.
Awesome. Thank you very much.